Hello, welcome to Open Conversation. I'm Miss Nanny. If you are new here, please subscribe to my channel. If you are old here, I value a lot my viewer. So today I'm having with me a very nice guest. Let me give him a chance to introduce himself to you.
David Maluki.
Who are you, David Maluki?
David Maluki is an accredited photojournalist who is based in Mombasa, Kenya. I was born in a place called Lamu, and then I was raised in both in Lamu and in Kitui County.
Wow, that's very interesting. You are raised in two counties.
Yeah.
How did you manage? Like you schooled in Lamu or you schooled in
Well, in my primary school, I schooled in Kitui County, that is in Mwingi. In secondary school, I attended at Lamu County, and then college, Mombasa.
Yeah. That's nice. So, did you just become a photography journalist, or how did you start it?
Well, after my Form 4, my parent pushed me to do some civil engineering courses, which I did, but unfortunately I did not complete it because that was my passion. My dad wanted me to, become an engineer, but that was not what it was in my heart. So in second year, I dropped and I came to Mombasa to study journalism, and then after completing, I decided to do photojournalism because that is what I could do for them. Because there was no more thing that was being needed compared to other fields. Because if it is news reporting, you have to be employed sometime in order to be a news reporter, but a photojournalist, you can just take photo and send them to. Yes.
So you do it by your own?
Yeah, I do photograph by my own.
That's nice. So let's come to the hustling part of it. How did you manage? I want to hear your story from the time that you came from Lamu to Mombasa and you started the college life.
My college journey has been one of the hardest, if I can describe it, because each and every person in life, they have a different story. But I always consider myself as very hard because first thing, I did not get an opportunity to attend a boarding school or to be out of home. So in primary I studied in a day school, and secondary it was school.
So ulikuwa umezoea life, you come from home going to school then?
Yeah, natoka nyumbani na shule na kuta nimepikiwa, those kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So when I came to Mombasa, adapting was very hard because I could get out of, I could wake up early in the morning and go to class, and then after that I could return home, very tired, I have to cook and eat, and my interior was used to kupikiwa. So it was very hard, and especially for the first year in Mombasa, it was very, very, very terrible.
How hard was it? Can you at least try to elaborate? Watu wengi husema life ya campus ni hustling, but I feel that you have a hustle part of it ambayo iko very attractive. I want my viewers to listen about it. How did you start? How was it difficult for you?
My college life, as I've told you, was very hard to an extent that sometimes I could rely on food. There's a food that is donated by Mombasa Cemetery. So I remember by then I was staying in a place called Majengo in Mombasa, and I could go and line up with chokora there.
Street children.
Yeah, they are the street children, and we could be given some breads and some juice. Naendea kwanza, that's one nakula jioni, and then I could take another one ya kula asubuhi nikienda shule, because parents could not afford to pay school fees, pay food on time. Well, they were trying, I cannot blame them, but they were trying their level best. But now sometimes I used to feel like I did not need to give them
you don't want to give them hard tasks.
Yeah.
Every time you want to keep on asking for money, unataka kujihasilia kama mwanaume.
Sometimes I could do that because I, we were raised in a society whereby men are supposed to be, were perceived to be strong and to be dependent. So I had to find a way of getting, getting something to eat. And because that was the only food that was available by then, I could line up with those street children and get some loaf of bread, 2 loaf of bread, and 2 juice. I could eat 1 juice and then another one in the morning. Then I could wake up and go to school like other children.
And you just want to say that you were just comfortable. You didn't feel like you were somehow embarrassed?
No, I was not embarrassed because I was new in Mombasa. That was the first time to be in Mombasa actually. And I did not know anyone. Well, I knew some people, but I did not want to bother them. So I decided to be alone, to live alone. So the fact that there were no family members in the queue, I felt very comfortable. I could go, sometimes I could go for 3 breads and with those street children and
it
family.
is comfortable.
What?
You want to mean you didn't feel bad?
No, I did not feel bad going for those, for that bread, because that was the only option.
So unajua, it sounds awkward. Unataka kuniambia mtu kama mimi nimekuja kutoka Ushago, nimekuja Mombasa. So I can see it somehow awkward mimi nikienda kupanga line na street children. Unajua wale kuna vile wamevaa and me kuna vile nimevaa. Like hata hao watu wako wanaona kama kuna vile unawachezea.
Well, no, it's not about that, because when you want to take that food, I used to dress like them. Well, I had some kaptura and some t-shirt.
No.
So I could wear those kaptura and t-shirt and go there, take that. Well, that was the only way that I could do to get that food. And because I had to go to class every day and I did not want to miss class because I was hungry and I wanted to become a journalist. Perhaps I had to do everything to make sure that I passed well. Make sure that I performed and attended every class.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, were you pushed by the fact that you wanted to struggle in order to achieve what you want? Ama ilikuwa tu ni ile you just feel comfortable for doing that?
Well, I can say that the desire to become a journalist, that was what pushed me.
Okay. And the rest you are saving, maybe you are saving for school fees?
Yeah, perhaps sometimes I used to save for school fees because my school fees could sometimes delay for 2 weeks, and our college was very strict you could not stay inside school without clearing school fees. So
clearing?
Yeah.
Don't you mean you clear all the fees so that you can
the semester fee. You have to clear the semester fee so that you can access the class. So I could save that money and pay that money so that when my parents sent me school fees, I could choose that and replace the money that I used to pay school fees, which was the pocket money.
Oh, and that was nice. So after then, how did you manage to balance the school life and the street life?
Well, I was not basically a street person, because it was only during hizo masaa za jioni saa 12 hapo. That is where I used to kuvaa hiyo kiatu ya street children.
Ulitoa wapi?
It's not
Where did you get the shoes?
No, it's not it's not like kuvaa kiatu ya street children. Kama kiatu like kujieka katika hiyo hali ya kuwa street children.
Yeah.
So mimi najieka kama mtoto wa street, and so that me feel comfortable. Perhaps hakuna mtu alikuwa ananijua Mombasa. I was new in Mombasa. I was not interacting with many people in school, and most of my classmates were watu watoka familia kubwa. So I did not expect to see them kwa line. So I used to enjoy, panga line, chukua, nakimbizana machokora. Basically, I was not the only one who was there. There were family that stays in the street, and those families dress well sometimes, even more than how I used to dress. So I did not feel like an outsider while taking the Mombasa Summit food, though some people portray it as a bad food, but I can say that I managed to eat that food for almost 6 months. That is 2 semesters.
And that's long, 2 months. 6 months.
6 months is very long.
That's a half a year. do you want to say that it was the fact of becoming a journalist, or it's because you wanted to achieve what you want? You know, someone can be out there that doesn't want to become journalist, but there is this vision they have and they have to achieve it. So were you struggling because you wanted to be a journalist, or it was because you want to achieve what you want?
Well, basically, I wanted to become a journalist. My dream is to become an investigative journalist. Actually, photojournalist, I'm doing it because in photojournalism, you can do it in an independent way.
You have employed yourself?
Yeah, I've employed myself. But when it comes to investigative journalism, it needs a lot. There are a lot of things that are needed: the transport, accommodation, research, many cameras, secret cameras. But with the photojournalist, you just need a camera, perhaps lens, and a speed light. But my dream is to become a reputable investigative journalist.
Okay, that's good. I pray that you achieve your dream.
Thank you.
So, tell us about the photography life and the videography life after you have finished your college.
I started doing photography back when I was in school. So we could go out with the school cameras and perhaps take some photos and perhaps return the cameras to school. So after completing after my studies, I thought that it's good I find a camera to perhaps start doing photography outside, because perhaps that was the only thing that I could do that could perhaps give me something to pay rent and upkeep here in Mombasa. So now that's when I started to do some photography. I do both wedding photography, commercial, baby shower, birthdays. I shoot portrait, landscape, lifestyle, all those kind of photography.
So you also shoot photos, like photo shoot you also do?
Yeah, I also do some photo shoots around in Kenya, perhaps. You just call me and then we arrange that I can come in.
Which is your farthest place you've ever gone to shoot?
Well, my farthest place that I went for a photo shoot was Kisumu. Last month, September, I went to Kisumu to shoot a certain client who went there in honeymoon. So they called me and told me that they need someone to take them photo in Kisumu, and by then I was in Nairobi. So they just told me, they booked my bus, and then I went to take their photograph during the honeymoon, and then I came back to Mombasa.
Oh, that's nice. So they say that journalism field is a field that is full of competition. Sometimes you even finish your school, you don't get somewhere to do an internship. Is it really good? Do you think it's true that they say they don't have, the field is competitive, and they say even you can do it and you lack a place to work?
To begin with, media industry is very competitive. That's very true. But now you need to market yourself, socialize with people, make friends with people while in school. Don't just stay in class and say, I came here just to learn. No, while in school, make sure you attend press conferences, some events, exchange numbers with big names in media, the editors, those big reporters. Those are the people that will connect you to attachment and to job. So, but if you just try to stay in class and go home, you might spend the rest of your life searching for attachment. Because even searching for attachment without knowing anyone in the media is very hard. So the only thing that you do is you market yourself. Yeah.
And so it's really that connection you must, Kenya.
Yeah, connection you must, but this connection, they should sio lazima atiziwe connections za pesa. No. Yeah. You know people. Unatembea, usikae mahali pamoja and expect upate connection. Kwa hiyo people portray connection as kupeana pesa ndio upatiwe kitu. No, but when you meet with this big name in media, you tell them you are a journalism student and you wish to become like them, and they will support you when they get a job opportunity or an attachment. They will inform you.
So how is this your photography work? Is it paying well, or is it just like you're just doing it for the sake you don't have a job?
Well, I must admit that the photography life is paying well. I cannot regret doing photography.
So, before we finish, I want to ask you a question about the Mombasa food that you are going to pick when you are in college, the Mombasa cement food. I can see that many people think that the food is for the street children only. How did you take it? Like, how can you tell someone who is like out there fearing to go and take the food and they're starving?
It's all in your brain. If you think that food belongs to street children, it belongs to street children. But if you see that food as just a normal food, as a normal bread, it will help you. Because if kama singekuwa naenda kuchukua hiyo chakula ya Mombasa cement, honestly sijui ningekuwa naishi na chakula gani. And I've never said this, and I never talked about this. So those people who portray the Mombasa food cement as a bad food or as a food for the street children, they are wrong. That is very wrong. If you feel hungry and there's food somewhere, just go for it. Go for it. Hakuna mtoto mmoja ashikufa kwa sababu ya kula chakula. So it's just a lie that food is bad or mara it's what. There are so many politics that surround the Mombasa food, but the food is very nice.
But it is very even fresh. It is very
fresh. The bread is very nice. The bread has a lot of things there.
Advertise for them. Okay. What's your last one? I can see the time is not on our side. You can at least try to summarize like what you had for today.
To the fellow young people that the one that will watch this, please try not to fake lifestyle. Life outside is not easy, especially for those who are faking it. But if you live according to your means, you eat what you get. If you live according to your standard, this life will be very, very, very beautiful for you. You'll not struggle. Because many people are living a life based on social media. People want to do what they saw on Instagram.
Anyway, Instagram live.
There's this Instagram live because everyone in Instagram has car, has good clothes, has good house, and those people
nice clothes,
makeups, and now when our normal students see that, the college student, they end up trying to find someone to pay for those things, and perhaps they'll get a sponsor. The sponsor will just spoil them, and they have not finished their school. So the only thing that I can say is live your life. Pray. First thing in life, you pray God. Live your life. Work hard, and God will bless you. Because I am grateful for where I am today. Because 4 years back,
you wasn't.
I was not here, and perhaps I know this is not where I will be in the next 5 to 6 years. So I say it's a miracle. So okay. Nothing is impossible. Yeah.
I pray that you'll be blessed as well. So we don't have much to say for today. As you have heard, that was his story, and I don't have much to say. Just learn from what he has said. Live your life. Don't try to fake life to impress people. Be yourself and you alone. It is you who is here to hustle, not anyone else. Do not try to prove wrong to the people who are like assuming like you're not like that. Show them your real color. Show them who you are, and you will live a good life. What you just need is to subscribe to my channel, please, and comment if you like it, thumbs up, and you can also share it because sharing is caring. Until next time, we are leaving by saying goodbye. Bye bye.